What's cracking with you, YouTube? It's your man King Howie back with another video, and we are in Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas! Yes, we are here. Really came out here to visit my sister and take like a small little vacation. Get a little rest and relaxation in before we finish out the rest of 2019. But that's not why we're here. We're here because of the Packers' first preseason game of 2019, where they played against the Houston Texans and they beat the Houston Texans 26-28. Yeah, right now I'm watching the Raiders and a punk ass Rams pre-recorded game. But yeah, let's talk about the preseason game, shall we? Now, everybody was talking about, Oren Burks being hurt, possibly out for the remainder of the season. I'm hearing that he's going to have a second opinion on his torn pec to see if he could, at least try to play this year. But if he can't perform, which there's a high possibility that he can't, the Packers might have to just go with the scrubs that they got in the draft and some of the people that they picked up, off of waiver wire or whatever. But nothing too big to. It's a preseason game, you know what I'm saying? Let's not get carried away with the preview. I'm hearing Packer fans, I'm loving the receivers. And they only playing against, dudes trying to make the team that's, working at Home Depot and shit. No disrespect to people that work at Home Depot and, guys working at Foot Locker and car salesmen and insurance salesmen. You know what I'm saying? These dudes are, trying to make an impression on the coaches so they could have a chance to live out their dreams. So now that that's all out the way, one of the biggest things that was brought up about this game was the 24 missed tackles that the Packers had. Now, it's a preseason game, so, these guys only got a chance to hit for about 2 weeks. Oh, that's the loud-ass washing machine up in this motherfucker. But yeah, the guys are young. These guys ain't never really played professional football in their life. I mean, of course, you had some of the starters that was still out there and whatnot. Just so they could get some game time reps so they could be prepared and ready for the game or whatever. Work on their technique, their skill set, and all that. So it's preseason. Those are things that the Packers are going to work on regardless anyway. They're going to have to work on the tackle. Let me turn this TV down. All these damn TVs in here. So that was one of the biggest things, one of the biggest concerns by the Packer fans was the tackling issue. Knowing that we didn't have any of our defensive starters in there. We had a few guys out there, a couple of dudes. But one thing that people really missed, in a preseason game that everybody should have been paying attention to. Oh. Do we got to get the socks? We got to get the socks. Oh, my camera is trash. I can't see it. I can't. Yeah, there we go. There go the socks. Woo. We always wearing them damn socks, them Stan socks. Y'all should go get them. Them some nice ass socks. Comfortable. Shameless plug. But one thing that people was not really talking about in this game, a lot of people missed out on, which should be something that the Packer fans should be happy about. And the main thing that people missed was how comfortable DeShone Kizer and Tim Boyle looked in the Matt LaFleur system. They just looked like it looked like it fit their style of play. They played with poise. Um, they look relaxed. You know, they didn't look shifty, and it just looked like it catered to their style of play. Like from DeShone Kizer to Tim Boyle, I didn't see anything that made me sketchy about the backup quarterbacks. Yeah, there's going to be some mistakes here and there. And yes, and yes, and yes, they are playing against, preseason guys. I understand that. It's not the starters, and the offensive playbook for preseason is a vanilla type of offense, but from what we got a chance to see out of the backups was how comfortable they look. Not to mention the guys on the offensive line. We didn't do well with running the ball with Dexter Williams. But I do like Dexter Williams. He might be the backup. He might take Jamal Williams' spot. I know Jamal Williams is still hurt. Aaron Jones came back to practice, I think. Was that Saturday? Yeah, he came back to practice Saturday or Friday. One of those days, he was back out there from his hamstring injury. I don't even know if you want to call it an injury, but he's back at practice. But as far as how the quarterbacks look, they look good. DeShone Kizer went out there and had a nice little game. Tim Boyle went out there and had a nice little game. And I know everybody is, pumping up the defensive side of the ball with the turnovers and whatnot. But then again, it's Joe Webb. Remember we played Joe Webb in the playoffs? Remember that? Was it Sam Bradford that got hurt? I think it was Sam Bradford that got hurt. And Joe Webb, we wound up having to play Joe Webb in the playoffs. That was the year we played the Vikings 3 times. We had to play them in a playoff game. Ugh. But we beat them. I think Joe Webb played damn near the whole game. Deshaun Watson didn't play. Aaron Rodgers didn't play. Hopefully Aaron Rodgers played the second game, but for the most part, I was pleased to see how comfortable DeShone Kizer and Tim Boyle looked in somewhat of a mock-up Matt LaFleur, system. It's not, the definite offense. We won't see that until probably week 3. You might get a little taste of it, but from the first game, they look comfortable. They look poised. They wasn't stutter stepping. They wasn't, fidgety in a pocket. When things didn't go well, they had a chance to escape. But we got to see how Aaron Rodgers is going to look in the Matt LaFleur system. And I'm hoping, I'm not going to say believing, but I'm hoping that by those signs of both DeShone Kizer and Tim Boyle looking how they looked, and I know it's just the first preseason game, and we're not gonna be naive. We're not gonna jump the gun. We're not gonna, stick our chest out and say, "Oh, this offense is gonna be great." We don't know that yet. We haven't seen the offensive starters in a new look offense or in the Matt LaFleur system yet. Still got a couple of running backs that's injured. But I like what I seen from Dexter Williams. A couple of the receivers, young guys stood out. And I've been hearing a lot about J'Mon Moore. Him dropping passes. I can't believe he dropped that easy touchdown pass, man. It hit him right in the hands and he just dropped it. Remember, Davante Adams went through this same thing too, and I was trashing Davante Adams when he came out there and was dropping passes. I think he was number 8 or number 3 before he changed his number to number 17. I think he was number 3 when he came out his rookie year. I think he was number 3, and then he changed his number. But Devontae Adams has shown that with practicing and progression that you can get better. Um, Good thing Jamon Moore, caught a touchdown pass. He still bobbled it, but he still caught the touchdown pass, and you could see the signs of frustration after he scored the touchdown. He didn't Lambeau leap. He just kind of like let a bit of steam out. Like finally, you know what I'm saying? And you got to understand that these guys are trying to live out their dreams, and it's unfortunate that some of these guys are not going to be on the team, and some of these guys' dreams are not going to come true. Um, Earlier in the joint practices, there were CFL scouts out there looking at, some CFL, players that they think are going to get cut and that they could go after. And one of the CFL scouts was out there looking at Jamon Moore. So I think it was cool for Matt LaFleur to try to get him the ball, get him going. Plus, at the end of the day, you don't want to waste a draft pick. You know what I mean? A good draft pick. We have yet to see his potential, but hopefully that touchdown that he caught can boost up his morale a little bit, get him going, make him feel a little bit comfortable out there for the next preseason game. And hopefully things can start to come full circle for Jamon Moore. So, man, guys like me, Packer fans, we rooting for you to, succeed. That's what we want to see, the best guys out there on the field. And if you're playing up to that, up to your ability or up to the expectations like what the Packers or how the Packers want you to perform, then hey man, go out there and make it happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do what I did last time with to Devontae Adams. I'm not going to do that with you, but you got to start catching passes, man. It's ultimately going to be up to you to make your dream work. Okay. I forget who the Packers are playing this Thursday. I know they got a game Thursday. I forget who they playing against. I'm not sure. I think it's the Raiders. I think the Packers either playing the Raiders or the Tennessee. I don't know. It's preseason, man. It's preseason, so it ain't much you could really take from preseason. Is that hopefully the 53? Oh, fuzzy. Hopefully the 53 men that the Packers do put on this roster are the 53 men that could potentially get this team back in its proper place at the top of the division and a playoff threat. As far as jumping the gun saying, oh, get to the Super Bowl, of course, that is the ultimate goal, but there is a process that has to take place in order for a team to build up to being a Super Bowl caliber team. Not saying that this team can't, but we just got to wait and see. What else is there from the game? Special teams. Oh, God. Special teams is still looking like crap. We got to stop guys on the kickoff return, man. We can't be letting these guys bring the ball back to the 30, 35-yard line. You already, you know what I'm saying, digging a hole for the defense right then and there. Come on, special teams coach that we just brought over here. Come on, man, get your shit together. Jeez, the punter, I like the punter. He's improving this kicker situation, this field goal kicker situation. I think yesterday in practice, Mason Crosby hit all his field goals, but Ficken missed a couple of his field goals. So it's interesting to see how this whole kicker situation is going to work out with the Green Bay Packers. But all in all, I was very pleased to see how comfortable the backup quarterbacks look. So I don't think the Green Bay Packers are going to cut Tim Boyle or DeShone Kizer. I think they're going to stay. I think we're going to keep three. I think we're going to keep three quarterbacks. On the team. And it'll be a wise thing for that to happen. Because remember, we traded to pick up DeShone Kizer. DeShone Kizer, who used to play for the Cleveland Browns, who has the record for the most turnovers in one season in NFL history. That's interceptions, including fumbles. We've seen what Khalil Mack did to his ass the first game when Aaron Rodgers went down. So hopefully this Matt LaFleur offense can at least make him better than what he was last year. So with that being said, man, I will be out here in Las Vegas enjoying my goddamn time. I gotta go hit the town, do a little bit of gambling. Hope I win some money. But yeah, man, I'll probably drop another video tomorrow when I'm rolling. I'm out here for a few days. You know what I'm saying? It's been a minute since I used this shit too. I need to start using this motherfucker more often, man. You know, I really don't like coming to Vegas, but I travel all the time, so that's neither here or there. But with that being said, man, cheers to Packer Nation, and let's have a toast. Let's have a toast. May your pockets stay full of money. May your glasses stay full of champagne, because this world is full of shit. You see the logo. Go Pack Go.